Assalamu alaikum. We pray that this particular meeting they call all the stakeholders in this country make it be for fulfill meeting we always benefit out of her. Amongst anyone we get any sickness, by the power of God, this prayer make it be mercy for her. The leadership in this country, the one that will talk on behalf of the people in this country, make this prayer go to them, then for make them know say this country now we all this they serve, make them serve in faithful. Any decision will be take here, make it be in the side of Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallim. Sallallahu ya Rasulih. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina wa nabiyina Maulana Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Al-Fatihah. Amen.
Thank you very much, sir. Any Christian volunteer? Okay, everyone.
The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Gracious Father, we come before you this morning. Thank you for when you wake me up, hale and hearty, and you take me now a different destination when we come at this very important meeting. As we come before you for discuss about the way forward for Sierra Leone in the election program. Father, we come and ask you for forgiveness. We ask you for mercy, Usa we don't fail you. Usa we don't wrong with the beg that you have mercy for it. As humans, vulnerable, we ask you for pardon and forgiveness. We bring with leadership, they all come before you this moment. Even as they take decision, Papa, we be all there. Lord, we do it with sincerity and faithfulness, so that at the end of the day, your name will be praised and Sierra Leone will be lifted up. We commit all the discussions in your hand. We surrender all the plans in your hand. Now we surrender land and left on your hand, because you say you're not the master planner. And if you want to plan and for succeed, we will put on your hand. We commit the leadership of ECSL by your hand, and all in team members. Father, they will go work together with one heart, with one mind, for Tekla Masaloko before. We submit all things by your hand, everything that is needed for this strategic plan for succeed. We ask that you will give me wisdom, that you will go talk and do things at your will. When we go do things, we will make the country go better, and your name will be glorified. Thank you that you take control of this meeting. You be the chairperson and lead me in all that you get for your sake. And as you bring we come, we go back safe and sound. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend. And on that note, I want to humbly hand over the mic to the Executive Secretary for ECSL for taking through the remaining program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Guy, acting the Western Area Urban District Office ECSL. Good morning, stakeholders. Stakeholders from the Western region, Sierra Leone, specifically Western Area Urban, Western Area Rural. Now I get this stakeholder session today with the CSL. We will only go around as a commission for talk about the development of we new strategic plan from this year 2025 to 2029. Of course, we know say within this cycle we get the 2028 general elections. So we don't go Kenema, engagement, a regional, and get the views of we people them across the country. So I will be the moderator for this opening ceremony, and it's going to be very, very brief. We get dignitaries on the high table where first of all I will introduce, then some of them will make official statements to this gathering.
On behalf of the Electoral Commission, Madam, and the guests, we are really sorry for starting the program very late. We are not going to give explanation. Thank you.
So, may boss don't cover me. Apologies. So, for the introduction of dignitaries on the high table, I will start with the commissioner, with the Electoral Commissioner next to me. Mr. Albert Samba Kanu is the Electoral Commissioner for the Northwestern Region. Next to him, the Electoral Commissioner for the Southern Region, Mr. Edmond Sylvester Alpha. I will go to the only female commissioner at the commission right now. She is the Electoral Commissioner for the Western Region. In fact, Naina hold this particular stakeholder session at the Western Region today. Mrs. Zainab Mosiri. Then we have in our midst two very important dignitaries. We don't come for Kambaturi with this engagement. We're happy for note that an international idea, then a very effective partner with the ECSL, in fact, now they help we for form this specific stakeholder engagement, what we also in the Western area. So the representative for IDEA International, now Mr. Mahosi Dubenu. You're welcome. We also get a very important personality in our midst, and a ministry that provide oversight to political matters, election matters in Sierra Leone. So we want to welcome the Honorable Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Mr. Amara Kalon. Finally, the Chief Electoral Commissioner and Chairman of the ECSL, the National Returning Officer, and also the President of ECOWAS Network of Electoral Commission, Dana ECONEC, Mr. Mohamed Kennery Kone. So we will move the program very fast. We don't date the end in terms of time. We get dignities that we can make a statement, but we will start with the Western Area Electoral Commissioner, Mrs. Mosiri, for making a welcome address.
Good morning. Thank you. Our love is mine. Yeah, the part of big. So we all day big. And we just want to do some ice break, and I will wait that day for welcome. And I know so many people they respond to no more. They know that they didn't have to move. Aside, they're not there. Aside, one country. Anything happen? They're not there. It looks like APC and SFP, they're not there. Last week, the other one in the power and wealth. Power and wealth. I not say that for the RUFP. PDP. UDM. Yes, we did. NDA. They're not there. So it's in our roll call with the do so. They know that they need. Better in country. They're not there. And CDP than they. Are you woke? They're there. Waiting God say. Waiting be. United we stand. They're not there. NGC not there. NURP. They're there. NPD. They're not there. PMDC. Today. Really for me. Really for we all. They're there. Responsibility to all. And not the ADP, not the. So you see, we wouldn't at the room, we don't know we said. We demand and there, we did. And I don't say all the government institutions did at this room. I want to say thank you for una take time for come this early morning to this meeting. And I want to assure una say the meeting not will be long. We will try as best as possible for managed time. And just like how the ES don't say, the essence of this meeting, now for let me first of all tell you now, waiting and waiting we do, where we will develop a last strategic plan. Things that we did will be consult with the public again, then we advise we waiting and waiting we for do. Now we carry we report card, whether we pass the exams or we fail the exams, but I'm very much confident say we pass. Even though we not get 100%, but the results are excellent. So now we want for plan for the next electoral cycle, but we can't do it alone because this is about the country, not about few groups of people, not about political parties, not about the citizens of Sierra Leone. So I mean we don't come back to now, forget to our input, because the crowd can say, who that's not plan, definitely bound for fail, and we not ready for fail. So because we want to succeed, now we don't come to now because we don't get the absolute know-how as to what need for be done. We don't come back to now for seek on abuse. And I want you to feel free for express yourself because that's the essence of this meeting. Feel free for say what you want to say, as long as it's in line with what we discuss now. And I pray say God will bless we all. And the team where we don't come for can do, it will end well and it will better in country. Thank you for coming and let God bless we all.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Mosiri, the 12th Commissioner for the Western area, for your very energetic welcome address. And you tapped to roll call. We're happy to see other stakeholders that they trickle in. We want to be all full of because today is a very, very important engagement we get with the stakeholders of the Western region. So if you're the kind side, just spend please quick, let you settle down. We will get slight alteration to the program in terms of the queue of speakers. So at this point in time, we will invite the representative of International IDEA, Mr. Mahosi Dubenu, for make a statement on behalf of the institution.
Thank you, yes. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. We thank God, thank you. The Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, the Chairman, Chief Electoral Commissioner of the ECSL, the Board of Commissioners of the ECSL, all participants present, the media, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to, on behalf of the Head of Program of International IDEA, I would like to thank each and every one of us for making it a point to be here for this important discussion that borders on developing a strategic plan of ECSL that will carry it for the next electoral cycle. But before I say any other thing, I would like to talk briefly about International IDEA. International IDEA stands for the Institute for International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance. And as its name suggests, we are really interested in promoting democracy worldwide. And a big part of our work also deals with strengthening electoral management bodies to be able to deliver effectively on its mandate. And so as we speak now, International IDEA is 30 years old. So we are coming of age, and we look forward to doing much of the work that we do to promote and strengthen democracy around the world. And so by the last count, International IDEA is an intergovernmental organization that has member states across the world. So by the last count, we were roughly about 36 member states that form International IDEA. And so for International IDEA, our work, or this project that we are working on, effectively started in December of the year 2022. And I must say that it's through the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone that we were sort of invited into Sierra Leone to work. And so we owe a debt of gratitude to the Electoral Commission. So if we can clap for the Commission for giving us that opportunity to make inroads into International IDEA. Okay, so we are happy to support this process of the Commission. And we've really enjoyed the collaboration of working with the Commission through several interventions that we've been running for the last almost 3 years. And as it is now, this particular engagement in the Western area is part of the entire consultation that is going on as the Commission tries to put together ideas and then concrete strategies that can help it going forward in the next electoral cycle. And so every much of the details of these discussions are very important. And so I would encourage, I would advise all participants to contribute in a very spirited manner in the discussions. Our contributions should be more constructive towards giving strategies that can help the Electoral Commission to be able to deliver on its mandate efficiently and effectively going forward. And so on this note, I'd like to say thank you so much for making the time to participate in this important discussion. You could have been anywhere, you could have been doing whatever you are doing, but I mean, you being here means that our democracy and our political and electoral processes means a lot to you, and you want to see it strengthened. So I want to say thank you to all of you, and thank you for coming. All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mausi, for your official statement on behalf of IDEA International. For this interaction, we are going to keep the mode of communication flexible, again for me between English and Creole. In fact, we told him that he should deliver his statement in Creole, but his excuse is Ghanaian, so he started off, he said, "Una morning," yes, but he could not continue. So thank you very much. We also want to note that apart from the support they have provided to host this particular event, they are supporting the entire strategic planning process, including hiring a professional consultant to assist us in developing the new strategic plan. So that budget line also, they are paying for it, the hiring of the consultant. So you meet the consultant after this session. He's going to be part of the technical team of the ECSL that will drive the engagement discussions with the stakeholders. So thank you very much once again, IDEA International. Next on the agenda, we will invite the Honorable Minister of Public Education and Political Affairs to make his statement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I think for flexibility, I need to cue on your statement that being that we are Sierra Leoneans, we need to try as much as possible how we can use the lingua franca to communicate. So I think I will switch my presentation from English to Creole so that we will not to Creole. The Chief Electoral Commissioner, the Honorable Commissioners who are present here today, the representative of the political parties who are there today, staff of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, the distinguished stakeholders the way they're called here today, the representative of the civil society, and with development partners, the most especially ideas and the European Union, the media, the one the way they can take the message and carry out to people there. We the man and the woman there. I bring a greeting from the President, the government of Sierra Leone, but in particular the new Minister Usakomot, the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs. I honor and a privilege for me to address una today and this important stakeholders meeting where we don't come together. And the essence now for that we put together the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone in strategic plan, the road with the one use for the 2025 to 2029. This particular moment, not to just a routine exercise we have. So for say we can sit down, we go to their session there, we eat, we go back. But it come at a time when we nation they undergo a critical transition in a political space. We talk about the implementation of the tripartite agreement, who all the sign, we talk about the national census, we did just by we doorstep here and we wait for it. We talk about the constitutional review of the 1991 constitution and the referendum, we they on the way for CAN. For them make sure say we get a constitution that reflects the dynamics when it happen in the geopolitics. And many other reforms then were critical to the nation in peace, national cohesion and development. This is a very important step in we journey, we all in journey for them to strengthen democracy, for them to ensure that with electoral integrity and for reinforcement the public trust in the institutions them when the states law established. The Electoral Commission will also play a foundational role in the democracy and the strategic direction for make sure say it goes side by side with the broader national priorities them who we all yearn for and some of them we are going to apply. So as we are today over for the discourse, and as all the stakeholders then, for them we approach this process with clarity. Then we approach it with commitment. And then we get a consensus with this particular program decide. Because then somebody will say tomorrow I was not there. Then somebody will say, I did do, but I not agree. The democracy will there, that's for saying that you agree, will stop the team. But all my voice very important in this particular process. The plan for not only for reflect the operational needs of the Commission, but for also resonate with the spirit of the national transformation will take place. And we all know say this national transformation, a day inside the medium-term plan, we implement now from 2024 to 2030. And these medium-term plans, it clearly show the urgent need for them to reform and modernize the public services. And this vision is both ambitious and non-negotiable, because it is a critical moment in the country in development agenda that we therefore look at the public institutions there. How do we do an organizational restructuring? How do we build capacities of the public servants there? How do we make sure that the human resource management systems and processes across the public service, they are digitized, but also we make sure that we unclog the system and allow people there for being promoted by merit and not by who knows you. That's what this reform is all about. But at the heart of this transformation, all we talk about, we want to recognize a very strong, transparent, and accountable public service, were essential to the delivery of credible elections, the protections of the democratic rights, and also the effective functioning of state institutions. And the ECSL is also very critical. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the reform agenda, the government of Sierra Leone developed a strategic roadmap for revamp the public service architecture. And I'm sure some of you have been last December when I launched this particular program. And by God in power, next week, we're going to next cabinet, we're going to cabinet for the cabinet approve the strategic roadmap and give me the responsibility now for that implement, mobilize resources, and establish the various committees then for the full-blown implementation of the reform of the public service of Sierra Leone. This roadmap sets clear vision for then we reprofessionalize the civil and public service, then we improve service delivery through digitization and the use of technology, mostly the most recent one is artificial intelligence. For then we ensure efficiency, then we ensure inclusivity, that no matter how time you be, you forget a space in the public service. And we also talk about meritocracy. If they promote you, then they promote you based on merit. Not to who don't know you, but what you know. And what you don't already work for. And any deployment of human capital. So the Electoral Commission, now a vital body, and it also must reflect this transformation in the internal systems, in structures, and the culture where we get Sierra Leone. So in line with the tripartite agreement will all be signed in 2023 between the government of Sierra Leone and the main opposition party, we commit ourselves for enhancing the electoral process and reform the institutions through dialogue, cooperation, and also build through trust building. The public sector reform units, where they provide technical support to the ministry in the reform of the public service, alongside the Home Ministry, just to wrap up a management and functional review of all the electoral management bodies, including ECSL. And I was very central in that particular management and functional review. And very soon, in the next 1 week, we all will sit down and receive that document. The report and the recommendation, which with me believes the ECSL would include inside the strategic plan we can try to develop. The development of this strategic plan and opportunity for them to institutionalize the commitment to make during the tripartite agreement, particularly with regards to electoral transparency, inclusiveness, and national cohesion. So for me, this is not just a strategic plan, but a platform for them to ensure the electoral process they continue to evolve, for change over time, because the world will become dynamic. So any tool they do there for be dynamic, because development they change, the processes they change, the system they change. So we said therefore evolve with those changes that will take place at the global stage. We therefore draw lessons from the past and make sure we build a resilience for the future. So I want to ensure, we work for them to ensure that the commission in future strategy for reflect the aspirations of the people, the standards of good governance, and the commitment we will make under our international and regional obligations. So as I conclude, let me assure you now of we support as a ministry to this endeavor. We thus then remain open for constructive engagement. We will provide technical support. We will institutional collaboration where necessary. This again for counter international ideas, international council now. We develop the first public service act of Sierra Leone. And we want to do consultations, big time, for we'll make sure so we get a public service now that reflects, the needs and aspirations and tap into the resources. So let the strategic planning process be inclusive, let it be forward-looking, and let it be transformational, as I will explain. So together, that will build a resilient electoral system, so that we will reduce the noise the way they happen after elections, even during elections, that will reduce the noise there. And they will reform the public services, because it's very important. No matter what kind of resources they have inside this country, however they face all the billion, when they take American money, all they face inside Sierra Leone. If we don't reform the public service, we are wasting our time. Nothing will change in this country. Nothing. If we don't reform the public service. And put them in a position where they will able to compete. People will see say that they grow not by who they know them, but by waiting that they do. Let people they get trust in the system. And the resources when they go inside, let them be utilized, and let people then report to the nation on how they utilize state resources. So I want to say thank you to all. God bless the Electoral Commission. God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, for the official statement. We feel assured as a commission with the oversight of the ministry and the general support from the government of Sierra Leone that the strategic planning process will go on smoothly and we will meet with elections timelines for this new cycle. So we just get one more remaining speaker, one more dignity, we who can talk to me about in perception concerning the development of this new strategic plan. And Naina the leader, na the Electoral Commission. So we eagerly anticipate for Kanyeri waiting again for Kanteri. So we now welcome the Chief Electoral Commissioner and Chairman of the ECSL for make a statement.
Good morning, all. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Minister. Again, we're sorry we start late, but I think at the end of the day, we will get a very fruitful message or idea that we will get into the strategic plan for the next electoral cycle. Today marks me at this office 4 years, 10 months. Today is 29th, right? I actually took the oath of office on 27th, so I'm 4 years, 10 months rather, since I took this office. And we can see 4 years, 10 months is very short, but what we go through, what we have experience, about 50 years. Some of them very good, and some of them very challenging. But the important thing, it makes me very strong. And I want to tell God thank you for we make it possible for me today, a day again for address. At the time I take up this office, I've been just there about for finalize the 2020-2024 strategic plan for the electoral cycle. In that strategic plan, we get several pillars, 10 pillars. And the pillars start with the institutional capacity building up to inclusion. And that pillar, they all beget several activities. Some of their activities that they total up to 168 activities. 163 activities in total for the 10 pillars. We've been set up or set out for achieve within the inside all the activities there. Some of them relate to the elections, relate to financing of the commission activities, and also relate to voter registration, referendum, and so on and so forth. Today, we will come present to you how best we do in terms of all the activities there. But we record the show say we will accomplish about 85% of the activities. We're now about 138. We also start for do some of them. We're now about 8 activities we will not complete it. And then we'll get 17 activities we will not achieve. But today, when the staff and they can give you the feedback, they will give you the details of their activities. In other words, every electoral cycle, after the elections, the Electoral Commission can meet stakeholders for reflect on how the strategic plan will be developed for that cycle we will achieve. Which are the challenges we will not able to achieve some of them. Which are the outcry we will get, we will make the next electoral cycle more important. This is the procedure where the commission don't use over the years. And it's not new that every elections will get concerns from the public, from political parties. And therefore, when we develop the next electoral cycle, therefore, take note of their issues there. For instance, we all recall the issue of the Kailan Kochbari in 2007. After that election, the law was amended to provide for overvoting in the electoral law. Similarly, in 2023, one of the issues was funding of the commission. After the election, the government will establish the Election Sustainability Trust Fund in the Public Elections Act. From 2007 to 2023, there have been cries, there have been concerns over result management system. That's, we don't reach to the peak of the point that after the 2023 election, the main issue that we identify has to do with result management system. So today we are here, we are gathered here to look at some of the key issues we will think it will make the electoral system more transparent, more acceptable, so that at the end of the election, we will not need for set up another tripartite committee to look into the electoral system. This is a journey we not only the ECSL for taken, it's a journey for all. It's a responsibility for all. I also want to bring to the attention of the political parties, as we are developing this strategic plan, you also get responsibility how you take your your management of your elections to be very crucial. We don't witness elections in some of our other countries. We don't see how political parties are committed to ensuring that the Electoral Commission is the marker foot to foot. And waiting at the try for say, our responsibilities as political parties not only limited to attacking the Electoral Commission for show say, for let we show up with support, but rather we can work with the Electoral Commission. We can make them more effective if we all they do with your individual responsibilities. And as we come along, we therefore reflect on some of the good things we'll do in this electoral, in the last electoral cycle. For instance, one of the other issues we come out after the 2023 election, the gender representation in governance. That last electoral administration, or the last electoral cycle, we able to increase the number of female representation in parliament and the council. So when we come, we are not only going to focus on waiting on go right, but let's also appreciate the good things that we will get or we will learn from that electoral cycle we don't know, and then bring out some of the issues that we think say will make the electoral system very much effective and efficient and transparent. Just like the football, I guess many of we they follow either Premier League or European League. The situation, Chelsea, congratulations. Yeah, you know, over the years, for 3 years ago, they introduced what they call VR, that video assisted referee in the soccer. And because so many times fans they cry say the referee that they do ABCD we not go well. So maybe when we look at the electoral system, maybe it's really only for can introduce VR video assisted result management system, whatever it is. So because what we've learned, as I say, make we stronger. As a commission, we responsibility now for guide the process within the context of the law, the constitution, the regulations, and the acts. If we deviate from that, political parties, civil society organizations, they get right for people to court. But if we not deviate from that, just assume, say, what they do is not right, then we become the target every day. Even a few days ago, somebody did a radio station, they attacked me, but I can understand. If you don't understand, if you know attack Mohammed and we call him, you know, we should say he's very strong, or your supporters are not going to say he's strong. So it's part of our job that political as an institution, like any other job, the job description there. Some can say written, some can say an any other job, any other assignment. Part of we own assignment, now for now they receive order blow and all of that. But what is important, how committed we maintain within the context of the law, within the context of what they do. We are not perfect. We not say the 2023 elections were perfect, but we can stand out to say it was one of the most peaceful elections throughout the experience, and we try as best as possible to be inclusive. The result might be interpreted differently, but we did our best within the context of the law. So we are here today for reflect on what we do right, for reflect on what we will not do right, and then propose a way forward for enhance the capacity of the Electoral Commission, for enhance the processes of electoral processes, for enhance the participation of the public and as a political party, and for strengthening collaboration within the Electoral Commission and other stakeholders. It's only through that we will be able to get a meaningful, we will be able to get free and fair elections, we will be able to get an inclusive election. Thank you so much. We don't have to waste much of my time, but we're there for listening to one. God bless you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, the Chief Electoral Commissioner and Chairman of ECSL, for your official remark. It means we don't draw the curtain. Basically, the stage don't set for me to get the direct interactions with the stakeholders. So we don't come to the end of the formalities, the dignities, they don't make their statements. So we follow the agenda. It means we break briefly for tea break. Latest by 10 past 11, we follow able for return. So it's almost going to be like a walking tea break. So we'll break now, but before break, the usual custom now follow we get some photo opportunities. Not also. So we'll get some photo opportunities with the dignitaries on the high table, then we can go out for break and return back by 10 past 11. Thank you very much. The media team. Outside. So we'll proceed outside for the photo. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now four, eh? You sabi that?
I dey watch the business. Who dey live in the don't see you though.
The first person, the other people.
They all live it.
It's up of the modem, it's up of the ball.
They come to the hall.
But for every strategic plan, you get certain things that you're expecting from the factor in the strategic plan. Among them are some of these. You forget the vision and mission statement, where they actually define the organization, the purpose and aspiration. You forget that. Secondly, you forget the core values, what are the guiding principles. For ECSL, we get to the guiding principles that we will actually follow. Then you get the strategic goals and objectives. These are the specific measurable outcomes there. Normally, we say that for be smart, because if you're not smart, it will be difficult for you to achieve them. Then you forget the performance metrics. How you will monitor the success of the activities that we don't state inside your strategic plan. You don't go make the plan and go lay the book. They expect say it will be implemented to the letter. It's not possible. You have to put mechanisms in place for ensure say, yes, within this period, I for don't complete this activity. How far I don't go? We check and say, hey, no, I don't wish that activity that they expect by now. Now, who shall be deal? I don't wish we do high. But up to now, I think foundation level not the problem. How for speed up the work? You have to take all of that into consideration. Then you have to look at how you will allocate resources. Because we all know, the only way in our economics they say we want some plenty, but the resources they are limited. Not so. So because of that, you have to see how best you will prioritize the resource allocation. And now one of the things you have to take into consideration. Then you have to put out the action plan. That the steps, the initiatives the way you take for achieve the goals the way you want to stay. We also look at what are the objectives for the development of strategic plan. We say one, it define the organizations in direction and priorities. Like when they say this is a roadmap, which means you don't say if you want to come from here to Kailaon, what is the follow? Not so. Two, we say the aligned stakeholders around the common goal. We always in our this morning. We all are different stakeholders, but we all get interest, vested interest in the conduct of election. Whether in a security, whether in a political parties, civil society, the media, we all get vested interest. How we put them with interest in together for ensuring we will achieve, forget very credible, transparent elections that this country has. And that's very good asset in our so that we add value to what we do. Then, if we do an internal assessment, we don't do our own internal assessment. We don't go now all the district offices there, we don't meet with HQ staff there, we don't ask them. Objectively, we can tell me, for the 2020-2024 strategic plan, what's in our achieve? What's in, what's will go on? What's will for improve on? What's in next, now, if you say for the next strategic plan? We don't go back, the external, now, we now go to part of ECSL, but we now will say that now mail you now the watch me. Now will tell me say, hey, that will be passed, and you won't go down in the password. That's how you pass. They will expect you for making pass, make sure you pass that same thing. Now I do for telling that we don't do the own internal one. So this morning, we not going to cancel me. Within the past 5 years, how we don't work with our performance level. We want to make you get up from now. Then also, we say the establish measure the goals and performance indicators. You get for know how you achieve, you get for check. How you go, you check. If you achieve what you don't put on your goals, if you don't achieve them, what you for do? You need for cancel them back and re-strategize for ensure say you put things in place we for make you achieve the various goals there. 5, we say improve resource allocation. Like for we now ECSL, what they do budgets, certain districts will give them priorities because of the geographical landscape we they get. For example, what in future we need because of the population, it will be far better than what in Pujol or bonds will require. But also, certain resources a day where bonds will require, what future not will require. For example, if you want for the blend and some areas that bonds, you go for use boat. Filter na very limited areas dem. For filter and pasta salt, now you go use boat. For western rural, they will be the Banana Island and other areas there. But it's very, very limited. So the strategic plan will help you for actually allocate the resources. Then, if you're also able for guiding for anticipate and manage risk. For every activity, everything we do, we say it entails risk. But we always talk and say, if you take calculated risk. If you don't take calculated risk, certain times a day, you are the way they do not, they know what is normally referred to people there. They be saying negligence or what's recklessness. Because you not think properly for make you do what's actually correct. So therefore take that into consideration. You have to identify what will affect the job. This particular plan, what I don't put in place, what will affect her if it happen. How I will avoid that till for making no can up so that it will affect the job where I do. You have to take all of that into consideration. Then it will also enhance accountability and transparency because the division of labor today, all man know responsibility. Political parties they know the responsibility. Even at ECSL, the various departments, the various officers, then everybody gets in terms of reference and responsibility. It will help you to achieve that. Then it will also drive innovation and adaptability. There are certain things that we probably will do in 2020, 2024. We're not going to be correct. We need for tell you how you correct the situation again. Then innovations they will count inside. It will help for make we get the 2028 election right according to all expectation. So that's another reason. We look at the strategic planning cycle. Already we don't look at some of the issues then. So you formulate the strategy. Two, you propose the mission. You propose the goals then. Then you examine the internal issues, what we don't do, internal scanning. The external scanning today now we complete for the western area. Then you summarize all of the issues so they can help using the SWOT analysis, that will strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Then you don't complete the whole cycle at that particular moment because you don't know say these are the issues there and I will go ahead for the implement. Then we look at the background. We make it very, very simple. We get to manage from the Constitution, Section 33 of the 1991 Constitution, we give the authority for conduct and supervise the registration of voters for the conduct of all public elections and referenda, follow the boundary limitation, and make regulations for the effective functioning of the operations. Now that's now we will manage. So the 2020-2024 strategic plan, we use them for guiding, for those who perform, all of them will function the day. And also, for those who focus on strengthening electoral processes, promoting voter education, and improve institutional capacity. The last plan, 2020-2024, the theme will be get for them, we say that strengthening electoral processes for maximum performance. We get 10 pillars. Pillar 1, we talk about institutional staff capacity and infrastructural development. That is overloaded. Pillar 2, we talk about elections, financing, accountability, and transparency. Pillar 3, we talk about boundary delimitation. Pillar 4, voter registration. Pillar 5, electoral legal reforms. Pillar 6, conduct of elections and referenda. Pillar 7, we talk about election, electoral education, communication, and outreach. Pillar 8, inclusion, participation, and equity. Pillar 9, ICT and result management. And Pillar 10, we talk about research, monitoring, and evaluation. I will now stop the call on the colleague, Mr. Shoko Ahmed Bouma, who is the Director of Inclusion, for can take on the 10 pillars and the 163 activities there. Before we will come and show now we own results, even though I don't read them, but we will show now, subject by subject now. How much you get inside English language, how much you get inside mathematics, all of that will go down, then after that we'll go to the group work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kago. I mean, I share my I mean, they take on this through this second session. The main objective of this session now for you like a background of the activities that will be included in the 2020 to 2024 strategic plan. Of course, we invite Naya so that we can get my own input on the development of the 2025 to 2029 strategic plan. For sure, if we not get a background of waiting at the activities they're waiting at the 2020 to 2024, we're not able to contribute. So we'll give like a background of those activities, what was accomplished, what was not accomplished, or what was partially accomplished. Then after that now, when we go into the group work, we'll be able to get a reflection of the 2024 for them and develop the 2025 to 2029. The first pillar of the strategic plan for the 2020 to 2024, it talks about institutional staff capacity and infrastructural development. There are 50 activities under this pillar. And the objective of this pillar is for strengthening the capacity of NEC, by then it was NEC, in commissioner and staff, and also the infrastructure, so that they were able to deliver on their mandate, which is to conduct credible, transparent, and fair and open elections. The theme and institutional development, of course. What are the activities under this pillar? Now, what will we say will be achieved under this pillar? We say we review the terms and conditions of service for commissioners and staff. We will say we develop a reward system for commissioners and staff, pay competitive salaries and other benefits to commissioners and staff. We review and operationalize the next standing order A, B, and C. Most of these activities we did accomplish them. We review and implement the financial management systems, we review the HR policy, review all the organizational policies such as the asset management, warehouse, and administration policies, management of recurrent and administrative costs. We will resuscitate the Institute of Electoral Education and Civic Education. This will not be able to do. We review the oversight functions of commissioners under this pillar. We say we develop and roll out a capacity building plan for commissioners. We procure insurance scheme for ESSN staff. That was not achieved. Procure insurance scheme for ESSN assets. Train electoral staff, electoral officers, the district election managers, the assistant district election managers, the assistant electoral officers, and the voter education and training officers for letting them participate in bridge that is specially accredited a professional course for election practitioners. We say we make most of the staff for them train. We did accomplish part of it. Train commissioners on policy development, other management-related principles and practices. Train senior level and management and chiefs on management issues. Train regional and district staff, regional chiefs on financial management. Train finance audits and admin staff on financial management, the use of Sage accounting system. We may also train admin audits and finance staff on national and international procurement laws and regulations. We may also train HR staff on human resource information management systems. We may say we support senior and middle level staff to participate in networking and study tours. We did accomplish most of this because most of the staff they go for participating in other AMB activities. Support senior and middle level staff to participate in election monitoring and observation, yes. Train admin staff on admin roles and responsibilities. Train staff in the ICT department to provide up-to-date ICT support. Train drivers on driving roles, responsibilities and regulations. Train office assistants on roles and responsibilities in office keeping. Qualified staff supported to engage in specialized short courses relevant to their field of work. Staff supported to engage in certificate and diploma trainings on electoral administration and civic education. Staff participate in international conferences related to election and observation missions. Support staff to participate in study tours with other regional DMBs. We did accomplish most of these activities. Procure and install an elevator for national headquarters. Because we want inclusion, participation, and equity in the electoral process, we install an elevator, and that we will train a local expert on maintenance of elevator. These are some of the activities that are partially achieved because they are ongoing. Construction of regional offices with warehouses. This one we achieve partly. Somebody will come for catch up on that. Consolidated offices and warehouses in Calabar, Kalinek, Kaila, Western Rural, and Bond. This was not achieved at all. Procure Toyota 4x4 Land Cruisers for district level operations. Procure 4x4 Land Cruisers for HQ operation. Procure utility minibuses, yes. Installation of solar power panels and for renewable energy and the essential offices. procure generators for e-session offices, and procure generators for e-session offices and warehouses. We also say, we will procure generators for the national talent centers, refurbish e-session HQ and Wellington premises, upgrade of the National Resource Center, construction of boreholes in HQ regional and district offices, install closed circuit television security system at National HQ and National Talent Center, installation of closed circuit system in district talent centers, upgrade of the GIS lab, refurbish and operationalize the media center, construct a staff to update it regularly, review the GPS mapping of registration centers, issue and replace voter identity cards, procure biometric machines for voter registration, procure card readers and fingerprint scanners, receive information from the NCR receiving register, procure external devices for voter data storage, procurement of external device for voter data storage, the voter registration exercise itself, with exhibition of the voter register, we do the inquiry process, update and finalize the voter register, and diaspora registration. We did 90-something% of this pillar, but we don't do diaspora registration because we never had the resources for them to conduct diaspora registration. Probably we have wish for suggest for retaining both of these activities or for bringing in new activities, neither will they go through so that we have no background. Pillar 5 was electoral and legal reforms. There are 13 activities under this pillar. We are to review, the objective was to review and reform all laws, regulations and procedures that support and protect e-session mandate, electoral and legal reform. The lawyers will agree with me say lacuna in the law, we can make and provide ambiguities, so we need for the reform as after every cycle. So the activities under this pillar will be so they collaborate with relevant stakeholders to review sections of the 1991 Constitution, facilitate the enactment of a referendum law. This will start, they're not going to law yet. Propose a parliamentary approval for a fixed date, election date. We started, but it was not agreed by Parliament. Review of the Public Elections Act of 2012, we did this, now culminate to the Public Elections Act of 2022. Update of the compendium of electoral laws, this one we did. Engagement meetings with the judiciary, litigation of electoral matters in courts, advocate for the establishment of a permanent electoral offences court, support the implementation of the EOM recommendations for legal reforms. We did support this. In this very hall, I think we get star workshop on the EOM recommendations, legal reform workshops and meetings. We will say we publicize national and regional public consultation legal amendments, publication of government notices on elections, this one we do for every elections, printing of legal instruments. Pillar 6, conduct of elections and referenda. Number of activities under this pillar level. What's the objective? Now for ensuring we conduct credible and transparent elections in a timely manner as prescribed by law and according to the electoral calendar as well. The theme is to conduct elections and referenda. What are the activities? We will still conduct by-elections. Mind you, between 2020 to 2024, we will still be used the first past the post in parliamentary. So all the by-elections within that period we are conducted. We did conduct peace elections up to the date. Conduct of village elections we did. Conduct of local council elections we did. Conduct of presidential and parliamentary elections we did. We do not conduct a presidential runoff because it was not applicable under the circumstance. Conduct of PCMP elections, parliamentary members of parliament elections were conducted. Election security process and NSCC district level operations. We did procure to get a 4x4 Mitsubishi for district level operations. We do not procure official operational motorbikes. Procure ballot boxes 50% of amount needed. Yes, we did procure some ballot boxes. Pillar 7. Electoral education, communication, and outreach. The number of activities under this pillar 20. What are the pillar objective? And for define, develop, and roll out a clear and sustained communication strategy with which NEC as an exclusive and transparent EMB with increased public and stakeholders awareness and participation of stakeholders in all electoral processes. We say under this pillar for outreach, we go do for sensitize people on the limited boundaries, for sensitize people on the legal reforms, for sensitize electorates on voter registration, for sensitize on voting processes, election of billboards across the country, production and airing of uniform voter education messages on TV and radio, participate in radio and TV electoral education programs, formation and management of world electoral education committees. We did all of this. We did organize quarterly press briefings and produce TV broadcasts. Pillar 8 was a new pillar. We introduced it for the 2020-2024 in order to ensure inclusion, participation, and equity. Number of activities under this pillar was 8. We had to develop and roll out an inclusion and participation strategy, which we did not do. Develop a code of conduct for sexual exploitation and abuse to guide EC staff in conduct of the activities. Collect, analyze, and publish segregated data of gender and inclusion. Print Braille version, which we did. Most of our manuals were printed in Braille for the short-sighted people. Access to disability friendliness of all registration centers. This was partly done. We did not complete the entire number of centers. Organized stakeholders meet with gender group. This was done. Organized stakeholders meet with differentially challenged persons. Promote inclusivity and diversity in sexual activities, recruitment, voter registration, education, and voting. On pillar 9, ICT and results management system. This was a pillar under the strategic pillar 2020 to 2024. You have 15 activities, and we did say the objective of that pillar is to establish an effective ICT infrastructure that will support the Commission's activities, enhance and decentralize the effectiveness, security, and reliability of results management. Now, we said we procure computers and accessories for national, regional, and district offices. We did that. Procure computers and accessories for ICT staff. Procure and install advanced security system for protection of ICT infrastructure. Re-engineer and update tools for ESS's website. Procure and install hardware maintenance and support tools. Renew licenses and upgrade software, Microsoft Office, blah, blah, blah. Professional ICT and training of our ICT staff. We did that. Most of our staff went on professional training overseas. Regional IT office setup and operations. Procure and installation of websites. We have a website. Enterprise software development support tools. Result management feasibility studies. Hardware maintenance and support tools. Pillar 10 was the last pillar under the 2020 to 2024. You can as well suggest a reduction or addition of the pillars as you wish. Pillar 10 was research, monitoring, and evaluation. Number of activities were 13. The objective of this pillar was to strengthen research, monitoring, and evaluation system for accountability and learning. The theme, research, monitoring, and evaluation. The activities were 13. We may say we develop a monitoring and evaluation strategy. We did not do this. We may say we conduct election-related research. We did some. Conduct post-election activity evaluation. We have done that. Produce annual reports. Every year we produce annual reports. Produce elections reports. We did that. Conduct a review of the strategic plan. Conduct election risk assessment. Yes. Support from the international idea. We have an elections risk management consultant who work with me throughout. We monitor the implementation of the EU recommendations. We establish and operationalize an election risk management system, and we did conduct an election preparedness. So, thank you very much. At least I don't give the background of the pillars, then we will be able to foresee how best we will navigate and give you more pillars or reduce the pillars. No questions, please. Somebody is going to say what we achieved. You may achieve use, I don't do that. From your perspectives. Yes, what is it? Okay. He said the other pillar 5, the last activity. But we'll give this activity plan document to review. Don't worry. Okay. The task here is to give you a background on a PowerPoint presentation, right? After that, all are going to working groups, we review like the working document, all of these things are there.
Okay. You know, be easy, but I believe say even the time we launch officially the strategic plan, and then we witness the launching with the distributor. And today, even the group of ODK, we make sure say that we make copies of the strategic plan, look at them, and do your analysis and tell me exactly what you feel about it. Now, I don't forget to be talking. We don't tell me and say, we dey tell now what you feel about yourself, what you think say we do. hold on now, listen to una. What also? So that we listen first to we. After that now, we second first go and listen to una. Yeah? We go ahead with the statistical presentation. These are the status summary of all what we do for the past 5 years for this particular strategic plan. Total number of activities have been 163, and out of that, we go for complete 138, when at 85%. Then we get, I'm not saying going on like that, because if you begin score 85% at school, they can't show you results. I wonder if the kind of section who will get so high in university. Partially, when they will start, but we look for complete the 8. Some of them still we try for complete now. I'll be 8 activities. Then that can be 5%. Out of this 8 sector reduced because the media center we talk about yesterday, when we follow the media, go testify say we officially open yesterday. So which means that even that 8 activities don't reduce. They will not add above 85% now. Then the one that we'll be able to do at all are 17 activities. When at 10%, that we will be able to do. Mr. Poma mentioned one. The diaspora registration will be able to do. Then this that does a lot of other graphic interpretation of what we do. Normally we refer to them as infographics. If you look at the first one, for pillar 1, when an institutional staff capacity and infrastructural development, out of the 50 activities, we will complete 40. 3 partially, 7 will not able. Then for election financing, accountability and transparency, we are pillar 2 and 21 activities. We complete 16, 5 will not able. For electoral education, communication and outreach, at 20, we able to complete 20. But in as much as we say we complete the 20, how we go about the voter education, electoral education, we not go for counseling. That 20 day, how we not rate we, how we do them well, how we not get them well, how we not expect for making happen in subsequent election. Now we go for counseling with that. Then for research, monitoring and evaluation, we get 13 activities we will complete 10, 3 we will able to complete that. For electoral legal reform, we get 13 activities. We able for complete 12. The one partially we related to the referendum law, although we don't start the review internally, but when we don't review internally, we go for the law officer department for them draft in the legal language they require before it will become an act. Then for voter registration, we will get 13 activities. We will complete 11. 3 will not able. 7 and 1 about the diaspora registration. We will not able to do that. We're very clear about that. Then the conduct of elections, we conduct from 2020 to now. All by elections before the BR system, we will conclude all. All permanent chieftaincy vacancies when they at that moment we able, and up to now we still continue for conduct the vacancies as they occur. Then ICT and result management, 10 activities we will complete all. Inclusion, participation and equity, we will get 8 activities, we complete 7, 1 partially. Then for boundary limitation, we say partially because we not do the actual boundary limitation. But we already start the process of engagement. But because of the census, midterm census results come out very, very late. And the commission no one for putting itself in any funny position for beginning negotiating political parties and say, well, no, shift the date of election. They therefore still use the law where at the same section 38A, we make provision say, in the circumstance, the commission looking for conduct boundary limitation, they advise the president for make them use the PR system where exactly might happen at that particular moment. We now your assessment of that they can't give it. That we don't actually present so now. So now we therefore can divide ourselves into groups. 10 groups. Each group they handle one pillar. But when they not done, then they can do presentation. If you think say that particular group, that presentation will do, you get more ideas, you get more comments to make. After all manner presents, just the note will give opportunity for make get them feedback in there. Because we want to make sure say we get everybody in views. We want to ensure say this next strategic plan will be developed. The input for common formula, majority of the input before for common formula, that's the first. Then after that discussions and then now we will take that name and go prepare a report and make sure say by the time all they come for the validation, all they invite to back, now they come and see whether what you have been telling now for do we actually factorize inside the strategic plan. Then after that now we will get to launch it. But we also want to tell us something. All the results we don't give us so we will base them on evidence. We get facts, we get the statistics, right? Based on your assessment. And we just give now one aspect, then we look at the infrastructure development of the commission for the past 5 years, and then I tell you, USA will be there, USA will be there now, if not the same, and USA will intend for go. There we go.
Democracy is not a destination. It's a process, one that is built quietly, tirelessly by those behind the scenes, in meeting rooms, training halls, and dusty fields. In Sierra Leone, that responsibility belongs to the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Mandated by Section 33 of the Constitution, the ECSL oversees every public elections in the Republic. But you can't talk about strong elections without strong infrastructure, because the people that make it all work need a right environment to try. And in the 2020 to 2024 electoral cycle, the ECSL delivered. With support from the government of Sierra Leone, UNDP and other partners, the Commission completed strategic major projects. The Wellington Warehouse compound, which was once plagued by flooding and faced seasonal disruption, was transformed. Through the leadership and under the guidance of the Chief Electoral Commission and Chairman, Mohamed Kenewi Kone, and with funding from the government of Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone Roads Authority deployed public fault. Flood-prone grounds were replaced with rigid concrete pavements, ushering in durability, order, and functionality. And the transformation went deeper. A new generator room was built, securing equipment against climate risks and guaranteeing uninterrupted power. And with support from the European Union and UNDP, the Commission installed solar energy systems, complete with inverters and storage. Power is now constant, data is safe, and operations uninterrupted. At the Tawarin headquarters, innovation took on form. Rainwater leaks were stocked with a suspended roof, while the once forgotten basement was reimagined into a vibrant staff canteen. Over 250 solar panels now power surveillance cameras, biometric attendance systems, servers, and essential electronics, ensuring the Commission's operations stay clean and uninterrupted. The Commission's conference room too was modernized. Ergonomic seating, soundproof drapes, air conditioning, and a state-of-the-art PA system now host national stakeholders and political liaison committee meetings. And soon, the ECSL will open its most strategic communication facility yet, an ultra-modern media center designed for real-time election result announcements, press briefings, and crisis communication. Beyond Freetown, the face of the ECSL changed. In the south, Bo welcomed a brand new regional office, built from the ground up with perimeter fencing and climate-resilient architecture. It now houses both administrative functions and serves as a regional tele center. In the east, Kenema rose with pride, a modern facility equipped with borehole water systems and secure compounds, crafted not just for today but built to endure. Backed by international goodwill, the Chinese government supplied furniture, equipment, and standby power, reaffirming ECSL's operational readiness. In Makeni, the Northern Regional Office received a facelift. Interior upgrades, accessibility improvements, and support from the Chinese government brought a standby generator to ensure readiness at all times. But the journey isn't over. In the Northwest, plans are underway for the construction of a new regional electoral office in Port Loko district. Spearheaded by the Administrative Department and Civil Engineering and Estate Unit, this proposed office is designed to further decentralize operations, cut rental costs, and bring services closer to the people. The Electoral Commission has done more than improve. It has fortified trust, built hope, and laid down foundations, not just for elections, but for every citizen who believes in their voice.
So, where I tell you and say we talk with evidence, it's not clear. You look at USA will be in terms of infrastructure, and USA will be now, not so the same. And as I shown and say, by 2028, we will not go far above this. Where critically, if you look at the constitution, it says the ECSL for independent. If you don't get your own host for yourself, as I can tell you, always tell people in Africa, I say if you not die, you not bury it. If you not be your own host state, you not get permanent address. I always people I can go first time for interview. Anybody way we apply like this address is good, but when you come for interview like this other address is good, I say yes. I'm not being host state, another is another permanent address. But now we don't say the permanent structures and the way the ECS along it, we don't get permanent addresses and the district offices there. Some of them areas they are so. And also they guarantee we independent somehow. Because we not go being a subordinate post, we lost election, they either increase the rent or give you notice. This time around, we want for ensure say, don't notice anything now, keep on to yourself. We self, we don't turn landlord as some of them the districts say also. And we self get right now for give notice. I tell you thank you. We go into the group work. I just want to let you see now 62, I'm at 62. Sit down as people who actually invite. We don't want them to just be together because I see some parties where they kind of cluster together. Let them separate, go in different groups so that we get different ideas as to how we go for helping for address issues. So they begin from the back. It comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They will begin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that hold on, all the ones, all the twos, all the threes, the 6, they will go different side. We don't get a very good one box. We will give the good pork now, it become very, very simple for them to go to. So we can start from the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
So, 2, 6, 4, no so. So, all the ones. Let's see. Wait. It's not a 6 to 2. So, 6 to 2. There we go. We'll get assign staff them to each of the group where for group 1 wey dey deal with pillar 1 institutional staff and infrastructural development. We get the assistant executive secretary support go dey in charge of that particular group, pillar 1. Group 1, pillar 1. So all the ones just come to this woman, they will take una to one table, they will give her the books them, which are going to do enlighten the future. Group 1. Group 2, where they deal with pillar 2, accountability, financing, accountability and transparency. Group 2, all one way the 2, they deal with election financing, accountability and transparency. We get the director of internal audit, they in charge of that particular group, Mr. Yasa. Group 2. So all the tools will go with this man. All the tools. Group 3, when they deal with pillar 3, when I'm boundary delimitation, Mr. Raymond A.N. George. Raymond George. Group 3 will occupy this table. Group 3. Let them occupy this table. Group 3. Group 4, where they deal with voter registration, the Deputy Director of Operation for the symbol, and the DM Western Rural. These are 2. Now we get pillar 4. For group 4, all the way, then 4, 1 out 4. When I go to the area, these are 2. Yes. Well, we have its achievements and long forms. Don't miss the number. Group 5. Group 5, we deal with electoral legal reform. The Director of Legal Affairs, Mr. Fabule. Fatoma Fabule. So group 5, we now be occupying our group 5. The electoral legal reform, let me occupy this table. Group 5.